Hey YouTubers, it's Adam here. Um, shit. So, I thought I should talk about hair gain slash loss because hair gain specifically is one of the most rapid changes that you'll get when you start testosterone, and it's actually kind of confusing. Well, it's not confusing, but you don't know what's gonna happen. With testosterone, it's a world of surprises. So anyway, I'm going to start with body hair. And I know that it is desirable for some and not so much for others. Um, but what I will say is that you always consider your genetics. So if you come from a family that, you have your dad, your granddad, your brother, and they're all not so much like they don't have a lot of hair, then I think you'll probably be kind of the same. Having said that, genetics are kind of funny because sometimes you can skip a generation or two or three, we don't know, but you can just happen and be hairy even though your family isn't very hairy. But most likely, if your family is not hairy, you're not going to be so hairy. You will get hair, but it's not going to be like overwhelmingly hairy. Obviously, if your family is hairy, you're most likely gonna be hairy too. And if you're if you don't want hair, I'm so sorry, but that's just gonna happen. So I would say, speaking from my experience, 6 months on, and I was so hairy already. Like pre-testosterone, I was already hairy. I had like hair on like reasonably long hair on my legs, on my thighs, a little bit on my arms, which actually hasn't changed a lot since I started testosterone. So yeah, I did have like the hairline on the stomach, but it wasn't really so much visible as it is right now. But yeah, hair on my thigh is like just grew. Like it's pretty crazy right now. When I think I'm gonna post a photo because I gotta show you. It's just grew all of a sudden, and it was like weird. And when it comes to my arms, so I don't know if you can see that, but I mean, I kind of had that before testosterone. Maybe it increased a little bit. Even actually, I don't think you'll see it because most it's blonde, so I don't think you'll see it. But if I would show you my leg, which is like, I think I'll post a photo just to make it easier. Yeah, the changes were like, whoa, just hair everywhere. My stomach line got connected to my chest. Now, when it comes to chest hair, whether you like it or not, I will tell you my story. So I started to have like a little bit of chest hair here, maybe the first year, and then it started to kind of grow a little bit around here, but not so much, just a little bit around here. And how long have I been on testosterone? 6 years, and in the past year, I've only noticed some hair growing around here. It's kind of filling in around here. So it's actually never stopped. It is still increasing. It's still, you know, coming up in different places and filling up in different places. So I come from a hairy family. So I pretty much thought, I was going to be hairy. And I like hair, and I was completely super with it. But I am not the hairiest I've seen. So I have seen other trans guys that pretty much got hair all over their stomach, which I don't. I just have a little bit, the hairline and a little bit in lower tummy, like around the belly button, but not really so much here. And I've seen guys that have chest like literally all over the chest, which again I don't have. In a couple of years I might end up having, looking at how it's growing right now and filling up, but I don't really think so. But I've seen guys that just got it all over, and I personally thought that I was going to be one of those guys, and it turned out I am not quite. Not in my upper body anyway. I think my lower body responded really, really well to testosterone, like really well and incredibly fast. But my upper body's kind of been slow. It's taken its time, and I mean, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I'm happy with the hair I've got right now. Maybe a little bit more on the chest, but yeah, I am happy with what I got right now. So yeah, you start testosterone and you will see very rapid changes with hair growth, right? But don't expect it to stop, because I don't think it ever stops. I think testosterone changes never stop. I mean, they become less visible, but they never stop. So yeah, expect the unexpectable. I don't know. Right, so let's jump to facial hair. So facial hair, as you can see, let me just, it's pretty messy because I haven't really trimmed or done anything yet. I've got some gaps. I've got like little gaps. I mean, I don't know if you, but you can see that it's not really full. You can see the gaps. If you look really close, I think this side is better than this side. Um, so with hair, I think within the first year, I had maybe just a little bit of sideburn here, a little bit around here, but that was, pretty much it. Mustache was like non-existent. And I think, with the year's mark, I was filling in a little bit here, filling in a little bit here. Here was definitely getting thicker. But I had like a hole here, which I kind of still have, but you can't see because it's long. But yeah, started to fill in here and here. And now again, I am 6 years and a half on testosterone, and only in the last year I started to get these bits connecting. So they were never connected last year. I'm pretty sure last year around this time, or maybe April time, I did not have this link at all, and now I just have it. It's not the thickest, but you can see it. It's definitely visible now. Like, it's crazy. My mustache is not really that thick, so if you look at it, I mean, it's long and it's thicker, but it's not like the majority of mustaches. Like, I want the one that is quite thick and gets like crazy and, quite long and sharp, and, but mine is kind of still fluffy, and it's not, I think this is the longest it will ever grow. So like right now, but I wanted to get like more, but again, this could happen a year from now, it could happen 4 years from now, and I couldn't really put a timeline for my beard because, I've got my family is hairy, and I've got like my male people, like the men in my family have like full beard, so I pretty much expected a heavy full beard. And guess what, it's taken forever to fill in and get longer. I don't think it can get any longer than this. I mean, maybe slightly more, but it kind of stops. I can never grow one of those hipster beards. Even if I try, I think it will look pretty shit because it's doesn't grow evenly, and that's why I need to trim all the time, because otherwise it looks rubbish. So that's when it comes to facial hair. It's pretty, you can't really put a timeline on it. I've seen some people that were on testosterone and got like facial hair like that, and it's just genetics. It's really is just genetics. And sometimes you pick up genetics from your dad's side, or sometimes you pick up genetics from your mother's side, which I'm actually going to speak about that when we'll talk about hair loss. Right now, that's the scary, truly, that's the scary part of testosterone. I know it was for me because, I mean, I like my hair. Like, you can't see it, but, it's pretty long. Like, it's got a ponytail. It's pretty long. Yeah, and I think I only started to grow my hair this long maybe 3 years ago, and I think it's because I was thinking if one day I'm gonna lose my hair, well, I better enjoy it while I still can. But when it comes to the things I've read about, getting, losing hair after starting testosterone, a lot of people say it's actually, you look at your genetics, you look at your dad's side and all of that, and thankfully my dad's side, they've all kept doing, all have their hair. They haven't really got bald. I mean, they've got maybe a little bit bald in here, but it's not really so much. They've still got their, full kind of head of hair. And I was like, yes, I'm gonna keep my hair. But then I've read something that said actually you're most likely to pick up this kind of baldness genetics thing from your mother's side, and that's shit. That is pure shit, man, because they're all bald. My uncle is bald, and my granddad from my mother's side is also bald. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could get that side and lose the hair, or I cannot pick that side and not lose the hair. But all I say from hair loss, I am slightly losing hair, and it's fucking scary. But I'll show you. Like, see here. Can you see how? Yeah, that's like, look at that. Look at that. So that's went in a little bit. It was never really like that. I mean, I've always had it, but it was never that deep. It was maybe slightly. God, this is confusing. It was maybe here. Yeah. So it's just gone in a little bit. Excuse the acne. Yeah. It's gone in a little bit. And that's kind of scary. But I'm thinking, because that's what my dad's side got, they just got a bit of boldness here. I'm thinking, well, hopefully this is where it's going to stop. But I don't know. I don't know. But yes, with testosterone, it's a big game of gamble. Whether you want hair or not, is just gonna, there's no way of figuring out what's gonna happen to your body. You're just gonna start injecting, putting gel or whatever, and you just gotta sit and wait and see what's gonna come your way. And there's nothing you can do about it. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. But I mean, I'm making it sound like horrible. It's not, because I love being on testosterone. Obviously, I'm like the happiest I've ever been, you know, and I'm kind of proud of my slightly not very complete beard, but you know, it's making me happy to look at it. So it's, you know, we're getting somewhere. I'm definitely happy with the hair gain. If the hair loss is an expense to all of this, well, what can you do? Maybe science will catch up and they will figure out a way out not to lose your hair. I mean, maybe they have already. Have they? I'm not sure. But yeah. God, what else did I want to say? I think that was it. You gain hair which you have no control over. Yeah. I was actually terrified that I was gonna get hair on my back because I wasn't particularly happy getting hair on my back. I mean, I don't mind getting hair everywhere else, just not my back. And I haven't got any, thankfully, so far. I've got like a really long hair on my shoulder here, which I kind of pluck when I see it. I think maybe two around here as well. That's as far as it goes. But again, your body's, you know, always changing with every injection. The longer you're on testosterone, you know, the more changes you're gonna get. Maybe perhaps subtle changes, but you still are getting changes. Yeah, so you know, hit me up if you have any questions about, you know, testosterone and hair growth, or maybe I forgot to mention something. I'm not sure, but if I have forgotten something, then yeah, just let me know and I will get back to you somehow.